start things off, I want to give a brief overview of what I like to call the most common events. It is the very top of your common events set to parallel along with a switch that the game designer should use as a way to indicate that the game has started. So when the switch is activated, the common event for quote-unquote master or the most common events will start to occur. So for example, I like to keep track of where the player is per map, X variable, and Y variable. Next up is the Repel events. Now I had to separate this into different common events just because of the length of the code required. So using the base Repel, let's go take a look at what that is. This time I'm actually going to be consumable. That way, there's no reason that you can't use it. It only lasts for 100 steps, but it's only going to be usable through the menu, just like the escape rope was. And this time it's going to call a common event of just Repel. So going to look at that, what Repel does is checks to see if the switch Repel is on. Now these Repels are also set to a parallel trigger of that same switch being on. The initial trigger of using the item is actually going to call this section within the else portion of the conditional branch. Wild beasts are no longer going to attack you, or something similar, just to let you know that the Repel has activated. Turn the switch on, and this is what a Repel does. It disables encounters for a certain amount of steps, and that is handled with these variables. Effect wore off, quote unquote, is the name of the variable, and we're going to set that equal to steps, and we're going to add the amount of steps we want our Repel to be. So for a normal Repel it's 100, max Repel is 250, and then super Repel is 200. So going back up to the top, since this is now set to a parallel trigger, since that switch has been turned on, Repel is on. It's checking to see if the variable steps is greater than or equal to effect wore off. Now going back to our master common event, we do have to set steps equal to game data other steps. That way every step you take is going to be updating variable. So going back down to Repel, if variable steps is greater than or equal to effect wore off, once you do take the amount of steps, that is when the effect would wear off, it's going to say the effect has worn off. If you have another of that same item in your inventory, it's going to ask if you want to use another. If you say yes, it will automatically reduce that item by 1, and then do the same thing at the bottom, which is adding the next 100 or so points value to the effect wore off. Now, if you don't want to use another Repel, it's going to re-enable encounters and turn the parallel switch off. That way this isn't running anymore. And you do the same with everything. It's just a difference of how many steps you want to take before the effect wears off. And as you saw, it's very functional. Well, I hope this has been educational on at least one facet of game design. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, because I will be uploading videos every week. And thank you for watching. I've been Shane. I'm going to end the video.